Hello everyone, my name is Suleiman and I'm a student of CC Year 2, Group 1. And today I'll be explaining my assessment 2, which is data-driven application. So first of all, we have imported some of the libraries from the Tkinter. For example, Tkinter is TK for the module GUI, then Tkinter import TK message box for the message boxes and Tkinter module, then request for making request from the API calls, and then the random for making random choices and the trending, and then for the background task. The first class which we have is the Harry Potter API, which handles all of our API requests from our API, which is PotterDB. Then we have a function which initialize our API handler, and then we have our base URL for our API. Then we have a function which fetches all of the data from any endpoint from our API, and in the end we have like the page size if so it's manage the page size if it's provided, so it's responsive as well. Then in the end, we have the try function, which makes an API request, and if the request is not due to any issue, if the request is not being proceed, so it will print a message like an error fetching. Then we have our another function for getting the characters, which get the characters from the API. For example, their name, house, species, ancestries, actors, writers, and gender, etc. Then we have a function for the spells, which get all of the spells from the API and their data such as name, incitation, category, and effects, and everything. Then we have function for the houses, which get all the houses from the API and the same their data like the name, color, animal, founder, ghost, etc. If it doesn't respond, so due to any reason, like if the API falls, or it's come to the defaults, and it will print all this message which we have provided. Same it goes for the spells as well. And like this, if the API doesn't respond, so we gonna our application gonna provide all this data which is being provided by us in the code itself, so it will be like in a default default message which they will get. Then we have a definition for the sorting hat, which we have in our application, which I'll be reviewing in the end of this, which gets like the random house assessment from the sorting hat. Like we have like in 4 houses, so it's random, and same if it doesn't work, so it will print this by default. Now we have a start page. First we have the class for which it's like in a welcome page with the instruction button as well, and you get like a start button as well. So you just directly start, or you go to the functions, the instructions, and then you go through it and get details about our application. Now we have our first function which initialize our start page. And then the create widgets function, which create the start page layout, and this is for like we have using Gaussian font, and the text size 32, it's bold, the background color, and everything. Then we have our feature list, we have characters, houses, spells, and the sorting hat in the end. Now we have the icons, it creates the feature rows. Then we have the buttons, this is for the starting the start exploring button, and then the instructions button, and this function shows the instructions pop up, and then this is our instructions, and this is our character tab, and we have our characters tab class. This tab is for browsing the character sets, and then we have a function which initialize our characters tab. Then we have a function which creates the characters tab layout. Then we have a search area for the characters, search variable for the characters, the result code code, and then the loading label, and then again a function for loading the characters in the background thread, and then a function for displaying the characters in the grid. And then if the character is no found, it will print a message like no characters found if they search any of the characters which the API is not able to respond. Then we have the characters scroll bar canvas, then the display characters code, then again a function which creates like the characters card, and then a code for like the characters frame, the house color, content, characters information, view button. Then we have a function for which shows the characters details pop out, then a central window functionality, content, and characters details label, close button, search characters by their name, a search bar. Then we have the house tab, a tab for displaying the Howard's houses, all of the houses that we have, and then this function initializes the house tab. It's same as the characters tag, the same code, the same functionality, the same the same functions that we have used, and the same goes for the spells, and the same goes for the spell, and as well as the same goes for the and so yeah, the same goes for the sorting hat tab as well. It's almost the same, everything is the same, sort button, results, and then starting sorting animation. This is our function which starts a sorting animation, and then this is the animating sorting process. Like you get message essence, great courage in you, but also like a different messages which it's gonna show up when you press the button. And then sorting messages sequentially, like it's being shown in like in sequence, not like in randomly. And then this is the function for finishing the sorting and showing the result. In the end, we have the main application controller, and this function for initializing the main function. This is the function for the to show like the start page, and then a function for show the main tabs, and these are our tabs like characters, also spells, sorting hat, and then we have a central window on the screen, of course, and this is our main function in the end, which starts our application, which is magical archives.